Ukatoa, keep him locked away. A haunted fog comes rolling through the sea, begins to toss and strew with cutlass and cannon. We make a stand and kill mighty do. Ukatoa, keep him locked away. As the serpent rises tall, his many eyes now see all. The ship will keep above the deep if our steadfast sailors fall. Ukatoa, keep him locked away. A flick of tongue and sharpened teeth, the only gifts that he'll bequeath. And those who fought to stay aloft will be swallowed and drowned beneath. Ukatoa, keep him locked away. So heed the words from sailors all, beware the dreams with eyes of gold. And those speak of quests and powers, plastic for the lies you told. Ukatoa, keep him locked away. Ukatoa, keep him locked away. Ukatoa, keep him locked away. Ukatoa, keep him locked away.
Holly Mistletoe thought she had it all.
As you can plainly see, sales are up 7%.
But when she finds herself back in her hometown for a very special holiday.
I can't believe I have to come back to my hometown. So provincial. Seamus? Seamus of Shamrock? I didn't know you still lived here. You own and operate a small, charming coffee and pastry shop?
Only when I'm not raising horses.
She'll discover just how much her life was missing.
Has anyone ever told you you're a really good baker?
Has anyone ever told you you're more adorable than the custom emotes you can use in Critical Role's professionally moderated chat with a Twitch subscription? Happy Valentine's Day.
This holiday season. Or that holiday season. Or whatever holiday season it might be.
What is it?
Lloyd Tech is going to foreclose on the horse ranch.
I can't do that. Not on the 4th of July. With the proceeds from our wholesome Halloween haunted house, we can raise enough money to save the horse ranch from your greedy companies, fat stacks.
Damn you, Mistletoe. If it hadn't been for your big city business savvy, I would have been able to fool those small-town provincial bumpkins.
We may be provincial, but we have values. Like watching episodes of Critical Role before they go on YouTube with a Twitch subscription.
Fiddle faddle.
Stand up. And celebrate.
Eat my feelings.
Make every day a holiday.
You know,
And give the gift of love.
is this?
a subscription to Critical Role. I can gift those with my Twitch subscription to Critical Role.
Yes?
Laura Bailey is Holly Mistletoe.
Don't be violent. That's not romantic.
Travis Willingham is Seamus O'Shamrock. And featuring Sam Riegel as Maximilian Fatstacks in A Holiday Subscription for Love. The Ballad of Mistletoes and Shamrocks, Part 2.
And welcome back. So, last we left off, let me go ahead and change the scenery here since we're actually subterranean now in this weird underground space to match the proper lighting and vibe. But all of you suddenly were notified that Odahan was rapidly approaching the chamber. What do you do?
I'm gonna prestidigitation of blood on the ground.
With her, clean the murder scene.
Clearing up the murder scene. Okay.
Behind crates, both
Who should hide
corners.
up in their corner? There's a blood ring.
Right there. Right here.
I'm gonna shimmy into the chat too.
Have we had a pulse? When was
The pulses don't reach in this chamber. Oh,
the pulses don't reach in this chamber?
they just seem to go up the side.
I'm going to then. Shit. I'm going
He's gonna
to.
take a shit.
I'm gonna shit. I'm gonna mirror image,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna spider climb and get up on the fucking ceiling.
Get up off of that ceiling.
I'm gonna make
Major
sure
armor.
behind those crates, and I'm gonna hide behind those crates.
Over here.
No, I didn't even see those. Yeah, over there. Yeah, it's the best coverage I can get. Actually, that's right in the line of sight. I'll go to the other side.
Okay. Like move this crate a little bit and hide the
Yes. Get down there.
The entrance is
right here.
I'm actually going to place it behind this thing. Hi, my small ass. One more up.
On that little platform.
And you're stuck.
Yeah. Just like doing the little.
Right. So from the chitty back there, you go ahead and
We're talking more fun. Yeah.
you
Want
to
to get yeah, let me talk that.
Yeah. Okay.
No?
Well, find some cover.
Should some of us be like visible so she
Well, you're out in the open still.
We're just getting her to come in.
just get her come in?
Okay, I'm just gonna turn around.
Face this.
Uh-huh.
In front of a thing where if she pushes you, you're fucked.
Not directly in front of the cliff, no. I'll go to the side of it.
Over here.
Sure.
Fair enough.
And can I prep a spell for the minute
If you'd like to.
that she steps in?
What is pet take?
I'll have Pate. He's still. Yeah, I make him go invisible again. And I'm.
You can tell me to see them with you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, so 9 should be the last pastry I ever have eat FCG's Danish.
Nothing like rapidly hiding in the.
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, you are set. You watch as Odahan begins to descend the short entryway to the subterranean cave and vanishes around the corner. Can I have Liam and Marisha go ahead and roll d20s for me?
Oh no. Oh no.
This is probably for Bo and me.
But you have. No, you don't have it in terms. So yeah, so do each roll. Actually, you
Just a straight roll. 7.
7.
I would have advantage. Okay. 13.
13. Okay. Right as Odahan turns the corner into this cavern, you hear. As light flashes and consumes the space behind you, you kind of look backward, and the two machines that were emitting that dispel wave have both detonated. 1 second after the next. Immediately, as kind of the flames and smoke begins to fill up into the space, you can hear shouting and voices begin to fill the vicinity. The crew that is currently working on the centerpiece is now like scattering and searching around, and you can see chaos is now erupting in the center of that chamber. At this point, you all hear that same explosion upstairs. Odahan turns and then begins to.
I'm instantly gonna let go of my spell, and I don't even need to see her. I don't need to see her. She just needs to be within 120 feet of me.
You don't need to see her. Which spell is this?
My psychic glance.
Psychic glance.
That's that guys.
A creature you can see within range. It says.
No.
Oh, and also
You
the
can
other
utter a creature's name.
Target is ranged, and you can't see it. You're right. I should keep on reading. Okay. All right.
Interesting.
So that is a what save? Intelligence save. That's gonna be a fail on her punch. Legendary resistance. To succeed.
She knows.
She does know. She knows something stronger.
Okay.
Where, though, I imagine. Well, we'll find out.
We'll find out. All right. So roll damage. Right.
Okay. Oh, she gets to resist it. Even though. So it still does damage.
Half damage. She's just not incapacitated.
Got it. She doesn't know what direction.
Hard to tell.
She's not here.
Okay.
Give her a break
Okay.
for a second.
11, 21, 22, 24, 28.
28 points damage, reduced to 14. For the save, not incapacitated. So you know you strike them all. And though you feel kind of deflected somewhat from the strong will of Odahan, wherever they stand across the way, you watch just as she goes to disappear, kind of like lurch over for a second and begin looking around rapidly. Just to see if she can.
We gotta call in. Now's the time. Call the ship.
No. Odahan looks around angrily and begins to run back out of the cavern in the direction towards the rest of the chaos.
Okay. I,
Do you need to let her in?
as she's coming, I'm moving a rock, and I'm just gonna look like a fucking dumb robot. And as soon as she gets within range, I'm gonna just chuck it straight at her.
Okay. All right. Oh, there. All right. If you could go ahead and roll D10 Sorry, D20 adding 10 to it.
Oh, terrible.
12. So right as Odahon goes charging out, you throw the rock, and Odahon, without even looking up, just kind of like puts her hand up, and it shatters into a bunch of rubble and stones that just kind of scatter around her. And you can see kind of like the psychic field that shatters it. It kind of like spits at the foot of you, assuming that it was a mistake, it seems, but is now like charging out into the open area of the opposite
Let her
field.
go. Maybe let her go. I guess let her go. Should we call in the if the shield is down?
Yes.
Call in the airship. And we might as well
While
fuck
we're
this
at
ship
it, I'm
over
gonna
here.
just go in and start beating. I'm gonna find a nice place to start, like, breaking this shit to
That's gonna explode big like the other
We
ones did.
start working the cords, right?
Yeah.
Just disconnect the cords.
cut the cords.
Okay. So you hear the shouting upstairs. You could hear like the chaos up there, yelling. No other explosions at the moment, but there is definitely a loud swell of activity and voices from above. You are like now kind of standing there in this form, and you can see up in front of you like now words are starting to blow up, like more starting to be initiated. You can see figures are running around. People are looking in the alcoves, and they're starting to like start checking any spaces for anybody who could possibly be doing this.
I'll walk with purpose, just sort of back and forth.
Okay.
It's like I'm doing something, and as I do, I'm going to cast sending, and I'm going to tell Ira, it's time. Launch the airstrike.
Very well. I am so excited. That's all you get. Okay. In the interim, you guys are attacking these.
We're breaking that cable.
Okay. So you start going through, smashing, cutting, just destroying. For the sake of this unstable pile,
just
the cable. I understand that, but you don't fully understand that. Those who are helming the strikes of this, I need you to make an Arcana check.
I'll help with that because I am proficient in Arcana.
Far away. Did I see the statue Rin as we were walking down the spiral?
Guidance on that.
You would have probably seen it.
How close to me now? Very far away?
About probably 60 or 70 feet from you, towards the center of where the key
Because I'm helping.
Start making my way.
I'm doing what you can.
To Rin.
You got it.
17.
17.
Because I was helping, I'm being guided. I'm
13
not.
plus 4 is also 17.
Okay. It jostles a bit. Elements begin to spark and glow, and one of them does detonate in a dull fashion. I do need the three of you to make dexterity saving throws for me. All right.
Dirty 20.
That's 7 points of force damage.
15.
7 points of force damage.
21.
7 points of force damage. You all manage to just dodge out of the way before the bulk of it strikes you, and as it detonates and kind of explodes that one core, the others kind of crack but stay not triggered into a chain of detonations like what happened in Feywild, but it's on the cusp.
I have a stick of dynamite that I pull out. We can run.
But you do.
You say good?
I was saying, you feel like you did a fair amount of damage with the Arcana checks here. You're not certain if it's enough to necessarily sever all the power, but it seems like a lot of them aren't connected at the moment. You can keep going, but it would take another Arcana check to see if you.
Maybe only one of us. Does anybody have anything ranged so we know if we can ride up on this shit?
I can light this, throw it in, and we can run.
Yeah, we don't want to
There's, I don't think they noticed, but okay.
I mean, I have daggers.
Looks like Eldred's blasted from a distance and have my aim.
Oh no. Well, we'll find out.
I can sight from a distance. I'm gonna shit with Arcana.
So
I
we
can
can tell you
make
where to
another
hit.
Arcana roll.
It's an Arcana roll to try and whoever's doing it to see that they can do it in a way that doesn't trigger the chain reaction of all the
I'll just toss an Eldritch Blast at it.
Let's all back the fuck up.
Do I get
With an
advantage on
arcana,
this?
with an arcana check?
Yeah.
Yeah, so make an arcana check, and this is you using the Eldritch Blasts as like the precision elements
Do I
here.
get advantage on this with assistance?
Guidance. Guidance.
I'll say, yeah, go ahead and take advantage of this.
Let's go.
Similar roll, 18 for this one.
Let's
18. What's the guidance? Yeah, you do strike a similar space. It causes another one to detonate.
But we're back.
But you're all further back from where that core was, and you watch that one detonates and sends another one's rolling, and then a third one detonates and sends rocks spinning this way. There's a bit of a chain reaction. It does make a little bit of noise. You're uncertain if anybody heard it, but you have done a significant amount of damage between a number of these power cores, and you've separated a number of them away from the connected devices that carry the power up to the upper region. FCG.
Yeah.
You see one, the flying woman who was kind of gliding around ends up landing on this platform that's halfway up the key and is kind of just looking around. People begin looking up at her and then scattering off. And you get the sense, having an image in as far as you are, they're receiving orders silently. You also see two flashes of light. One, you see apparate this massive 12-foot tall metallic entity that has armor across it with like blue streaks in it. It's like a refined humanoid form. One is this massive armored like iron fist. The other one is this large like man catcher like claw device with hooks on it and runes all across it. And the other flash near the base of the key, you see an older elven gentleman with long silver hair.
My God.
An extended staff with like a hooked point at the end, almost a fork in a similar design as the top of the spire of the key. Has long blue robes with this pointed shoulder, pauldrons out. This is both beautiful make and almost ceremonial garb as much as it is armor.
Totally ready to finish you guys.
Yeah.
And they're near the base of the main spire.
Correct.
And Rin is close to that?
Yeah, about 15 or 20 feet from the key, behind one of the four smaller.
But there's still activity around. Like me walking around the space is not going to be like, what the fuck is going on? Like people are moving.
They're moving. You're not certain how they move normally and if they'll take a bit notice, but we'll find out.
Before you go.
I've already sort of walked away. Yeah.
All right.
I'm just going to keep on.
Go ahead and make a deception check.
Hide myself?
I'll allow yourself. Yeah, you can guide yourself on this. It isn't a super high DC, but it is definitely a challenge.
What did you say? Deception?
Deception.
Deception. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Okay. That's pretty good. You scooted past the DC. So as you begin to weave through, you kind of like hit the side of one of the ruined walls. Like, it crumbles a bit, but it's moderate damage to an already damaged ruin that nobody seems to immediately pay attention. Total look back and just go like, shrug it off. But you can see individuals are now, one, searching tremendously around every nook and cranny for anybody who's responsible for this. The two devices you can see are like twisted and splintered open, like they were detonated from the inside, whether it be from an explosive or somebody that knew how to trigger them to explode themselves. But you can see there's like black cinder circles on the walls and space around where they were. The woman who was floating in land is in the process of kind of quietly communicating with the silver-haired man that you assume at this point to be Luminous. And yeah, it is chaos in here at the moment, but it is beginning to calm and it's beginning like the initial energies are getting to get a little more focused as people are kind of finding paths around and being sort of.
Woman's in a trench coat with a braided purple hair.
Yes.
Got it.
You go ahead and start sauntering up, and you are now within ice. You're about 30 or so feet from the both of them. You kind of saunter up in the middle of the room, and you're the only one in the middle of this. Some people are like moving around you, and there's that moment where you're like, "Oh, you're in the thick of it. You're not Sure. Well, what's gonna happen? So,
There's magic mage things around me.
what do you do?
Is there anything near Rin that's not Rin?
I mean, there's like a ruined wall. There's stones and pieces of rock, and there's the large curved tower that runs right behind. That's pointing towards the central key.
And that's not damaged at all.
No.
Okay. I mean, I'm just gonna go pick her up. Maybe with one hand, I'll just grab a piece of that ruined wall and sort of just again move it aside, like I'm trying to clear it off or something, and then with my other hand, I'll just kind of reach down and grab her, so it all sort of looks fluid.
This is gonna be fun.
I'm a dumb robot just grabbing rocks. She seems like a rock to me.
Yeah. No. Go ahead and make a sleight of hand check from within the automaton.
Myself, if that's possible.
Yes, it
Sleight
is.
of hand, I have a +0.
Great.
Oh my god.
What's in the rocks?
Okay, that's a 5.
Oh, my heart.
So you grab the chunk of wall stone, right? You hit it in the wall.
Oh no.
You hit one of the load-bearing sections of the ruin as it now falls. No. Onto Rin.
What's happening? You're trying to.
We'll see.
Rin?
It's okay. It's okay. He's an NPC.
It's not a 20-foot wall that like tumbled over onto the side, and you just see like where Rin was, it's now just kind of stone and rubble. You don't see Rin at the moment. But now the room, like all the heads go and shift right over to where you are, because after 2 essentially terrorist attacks in the chamber, another wall collapsed, and you're standing in the middle of it, clutching a piece of stone.
I will, with my body language, because I can't communicate like this, just sort of hold up the rocks and go. As if to say, oops, sorry.
Make a deception check.
Can I guide myself?
Sure.
Much better. This is deception.
Correct.
22.
Okay, that's good. That'll do it.
Now there's 2 rules here. One is for the populace, the other is for the
23.
generals. 43. Populace, natural 1. You see, like, most of the crowd around you be like, and they just go about their business, like, just super frustrated with this imperfect arcane tech. Generals. That it is. Hold on. This is close. It's a natural 11.
That's much better.
He's looking everywhere.
What's the other?
You're so fucking lucky. You see, like the lavender-haired woman in the coat, kind of looking down at you, glances over towards Ludus. Ludus looks back at her, and she takes up and just kind of flies up through the center of the area. It's kind of like dodging through the various catwalks. As he kind of looks down and goes, and then does this with his hand, and the entire automaton deactivates around you.
Do I deactivate because I'm tethered to it?
You do not deactivate, but you currently cannot move this automaton. You are just frozen right in the middle of this space right now with everyone running around you. This also means you lost your visual perspective too. You're now within essentially a dead shell with no vision. Meanwhile, what the rest of you do?
Alright, I think we were gonna try to dodge the other one.
Try to
To be clear,
stealthily do
this is toast, right?
This is very much toast. Like anything that might function there is going to be working on a minimal amount of power, if at all.
They are looking for us. Do we want to have a few invisible people and some of us get in a hole?
Actually, I need Asha and Norm to come over to the guy that gave up.
Yeah, alright. Alright. Here's what we're gonna need you to do. You see that thing? Yeah.
Oh,
Well, you made your choices.
Sorry. Really quick. Do we have a second or no? Quick rifle through the pocket. See if there's
We already did.
Oh, we already did.
Yeah, we already did.
Anything personal? All right, never mind.
Okay.
Fuck, man. Something like that.
are we going to take the invisibility route or just try and act confident?
I think everybody's pretty hurried, so we should just get in there, I think.
Alright,
Without the invisibility.
act confident, act hurried. Let's go.
Do we need anything from the hole before we?
We're all pretty geared up, I think.
Do you need anything?
I'm gonna open up the hole real quick before we go. Or no, we're going.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right.
Let's move it.
We had a second.
Orm, though, as they're leaving, will drop down and rip that locket and spool it up and stick it in his pocket. Okay.
I can turn one person invisible.
And as you are heading up towards the tunnel, two Vanguard and a call figure begin running eager pistols. Rushing down. They're now searching the alcoves.
Are they rushing in?
They're rushing in, yeah.
Act frantic, it's fucked. I have Pate with me, but he's still invisible as well.
Right, okay. Who here is not adorned in disguise?
I think we all
I put that on you. Everybody's got it.
Alright, I will need a group deception check as you try and pass by these two figures.
Fuck yeah.
Okay.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
Dang. Done?
11.
11, okay.
Dirty 20.
Whoa!
10. Really good for me.
That, well done. You rush by as the two figures kind of come on like, anyone in here?
No, something's happened.
Shit.
Compromised.
They both just run in rapidly as you all push past and from those compromised.
That was Everything's fine. You can go look somewhere else. No, we got it covered. No, something happened.
Fire behind.
Alright, let's go.
Alright.
Quickly.
As you're exiting now the chamber entrance, and you kind of look out to the base here. All of you hear a singular voice come to your minds. Except for maybe you, since you have a device that doesn't let you. It says, "Friends, individuals have come with us on this journey. Our tiny table is being accelerated. Please gather the key."
This is not a voice you've ever heard before.
You recognize this to be Odohan's voice in an elevated bit of an energized tone, I'd say.
I'm gonna say. Which means we're not going to be going against the stream and standing out.
So people are going to be gathering, so we have literally this quick
Back
2 minutes.
Face it and move backwards.
Let's maybe swing wide.
You swing wide and head around.
Eyes on the warder too, like looking for FCG as soon as we're out. We just see this.
You walk out, you just see this. Like, or actually, we shut down, so it's going to lean forward. But you see the warder in the middle of the room, staff just kind of locked in place.
Any sign of
If I could have both of you roll d20s.
5.
big, big, come on.
Oh my god. No.
6.
6. All right.
Give me the
One face.
As you both are, all of you are out, kind of gathering at this space, kind of looking out into the group. You can see everyone's kind of now beginning to filter out a bit from the chamber. So they're still kind of holding up posts and looking. People are kind of looking up to the center. And the first thing you see is a figure kind of begin to fall rapidly and stop in place. And you watch as this figure suddenly gets grabbed from, actually it would be this, from behind. And the lavender-haired woman glides down gently behind it as the form of killed Widigas stands with the Mage Hunter Golem clasped around the back of his neck in the middle of the city.
This is an interesting position to be in.
We gotta get out of here. We don't know these people.
No sign of bow.
Not at the moment.
How far is it?
From where this is happening, this is about 60, 70 feet from where you are.
To the battery.
Oh, it's been a while. Happy anniversary.
And how are we doing for like random people running all over the place in the chamber? It's full of people.
It's filled now. It looks like there's about 60, 70 people all kind of gathered throughout the city, just kind of looking inward towards where this key is.
So we're on the periphery of a lot of people down below looking up at a show.
Correct.
Any sign of a fucking airship?
It's the end of the sentence.
But you do see another figure begin to descend the stairs. The slight ramp that leads to the base, the opposite side from where you enter. And this is a familiar woman with long blue robes, sleeveless, dark skin with the hair of the Jim at the Beauregard figure, who is just walking. As the lavender-haired woman just kind of has her hand extended, and you hear the voice ring out from the center as Ludinus arms out, goes, "Thank you all for joining us. It seems we've had expected guests. Kale, Beauregard, you have been thorns in all of our sides for quite some time. I think it's only fitting that we give you front row seats to what you've worked so hard to fail to do." At which point Beauregard now begins to walk through the crowd, and as they gather, they just begin to shackle and chain, gag, and set her there.
We gotta keep doing our thing.
Right.
The Catholic group's still going. For all of us.
Ludinus looks down. "Someone, please free our ornament." And people start shifting the stone out of the way and pull up the slightly damaged statue of Rin, the right arm broken off.
Oh.
Oh no.
I mean, that's a lot better than where I
Yeah, I
thought.
thought she was shattered.
As I'm sure you all heard, we are working at accelerated pace. A number of entities look to close, and I would hate to disappoint the timing. So he turns around, and where he's standing on the platform at the key, you can see there's this like a 6-inch wide opening, like a space in there. He places his arm into there about the elbow. And as he puts his arm in there, you watch as those green residual veins begin to light up and glow up the entire spire as he's now essentially fueling it with his own arcana. And it's taken many years of research to ensure that my appreciation for perfection can be rightly accomplished. And he looks over towards Liana, who's kind of floating there. And she goes ahead and puts her arms and pulls him outward, and you watch as, partway up the spire, about 25 feet above him, armored sides of the spire shut downward, exposing some openings in the side. And there you see, kind of held in place, this small, kind of 12-sided device. This kind of dodecahedron about this big, ringed in gold, that is kind of affixed in the center of this portion of the spire. As the energy is flowing through it, Luminous calls out, "Well, it's time we brought you to us." Energy charges up into it. You watch as this device begins to glow, and everyone around you in the chamber seems to freeze in place. All of you feel yourselves stop, like you can't move. You're not breathing. Everything's just kind of locked. And the stars above, the storm, pass by. Hours go by in seconds before the red moon is held aloft. And all of you come back into place as Luminous pulls his arm out. And you see the hand, his arm is now like somewhat withered and dark. Very well. While this is happening, I think it'd be best to show you the scenery around you, just in case just put some a good point of perspective.
Oh, God, Matthew. This is brutal.
That'd be great if it was like the time machine and we just sped up time and those guys were like, oh shit. I don't know what that was about.
Speed up time. Where are they now? Did he speed up time or did he?
Hours past 5 seconds.
But did he freeze up?
Did he freeze?
Oh
my God, that's cool.
Oh, that is cool.
So cool.
Oh no.
Well, this fell.
Nice job, MC.
Save our friend's
Where's
life.
the statue there? Peter.
Oh, he's all the way up there?
Yeah, he's up on the platform
He's
above.
But it's doing okay.
Liviana floats in the sky above. Here, in the middle of this space, lies. There are many,
Yeah.
That's okay, those other two people are gonna, oh, wait, they're fucking under a trance. I'm sure we won't have to fight them.
Bo's chained up.
Let's change that.
Caleb's chained there on the ground.
By a robot.
Caleb.
Oh,
Oh, there he goes.
We won!
Oh, nice.
Oh my God.
It's been a while.
Oh my god.
Many, many more. All gather around. Which one? Yeah. He looks up, cocks his head strangely,
Oh no.
as a shadow seems to obfuscate the red moon above before rapidly descending.
Can I try to jumpstart myself?
While this is happening, sure. Make an Arcana check for me. Well, you know what? Go ahead and roll a d20 and add your spellcast modifier, which would be your
Check
wisdom.
the change menu to see if you should jumpstart yourself. Maybe she says no.
I did not. Well, is this a check?
This is a spellcraft check. So yeah.
Well, got 15.
15. No, it's nothing. It's been shut down.
Get out.
You all hear the sound of something heavy, high-pitched whine streaking. You can see the blue glowing stones of the brimstone as the silver sun comes descending at intense speed straight down into the tunnel. Everyone below goes. He watches Ludinus goes. Throws his other hand up, an unwithered one, and right as it is coming down on top, a force field appears right on top. It impacts and shatters, scattering outward and just killing dozens and dozens of the surrounding watchers and workers here. The Paragon's call, the rubble of the Silver Sun just rings the exterior. No damage to the central spire, but in this space around, rubble, wreckage,
This is so violent.
destroyed.
Oh, God. Oh.
Any sign of
Flames
What?
immediately begin to encompass the area from the crashed wreckage.
The, they were under the force field. I feel like they
It
were
kind
under
of shot outward at this point.
Where are we?
We're like,
You're on the outskirts of the room.
any sign of Xandis and Ira?
So you guys are all out over on this edge.
That's my scaling short.
so it would be fair to derive that force field was from Ludinus and not some sort of enchantment cast on the.
Correct. This is like a semi-spherical wall of force was placed to protect the top of this.
Lightly shit.
So many of the figures now, as soon as the wreckage like slams into the ground, flames begin to emerge from it. Smoke pours up and begins to fill the space. People around start shouting, and people are like, "Ugh!" You can hear like the cries of pain and aching in the vicinity. In this moment of chaos, are you doing?
Can we see Xandis or Ira?
Make a perception check. If those would like to look.
Okay.
I guess I will. I will try to disconnect my wires.
You go ahead and disconnect yourself fairly easily.
And the door is closed. I don't have the servos to open it, right? I would have to sort of blast
Correct.
out.
I mean, the front of it was kind of damaged when you got there, so it's a little bit ajar, but you can try and force it if you want to.
I will try to push it out and see if I can open the door.
Make a strength check.
Strength check. That's a
8. It's not moving. What the rest of you do?
30, 20 for
17. On one of the upper curved walkways that kind of separate the center of it, there's the two that kind of wind around. The one you came down is on this direction. The one on this way, you see two forms appear. One tall, spindly one kind of humanoid-looking one. Just as the spindly one kind of skitters away out of sight.
is the humanoid one just like, holy shit!
He just goes running out the side out of sight.
See, man of his word. We told you guys. Is anybody except for our major players moving on the ground and all this wreckage?
People like backing away from the carnage of this?
Yeah, people are like backing away. They're trying to help friends out from underneath.
They couldn't dare go for the other battery, or it's here. The moon's here. They're gonna push the button, right?
I feel like I want to free
Yeah,
Caleb
yeah.
and Bo.
May I pop out mystery?
You bet.
How long has it been since I called the Ashari?
The time setting up, this has probably been it's pretty close to an hour.
Can I ask on Bo, is it multiple pieces of like manacles and chains, or is it like one big ass body harness?
So it's like
All the trap.
it's multiple clasps across both ankles, legs, knees, wrist cuffs, elbows, like behind the body. They Ludinus knows who he's doing.
And is Imogen's mom still holding Caleb?
No, Caleb is being held by the mage hunter.
Oh, the mage hunter.
Does he have the collar on, or is it just around his?
Just around his neck. He's holding him there.
With Bo's manacles, so the different chains, are they like pulled together at one point?
It's not like loose chains manacles. They're almost like both arms are kind of held together by like shoulder clasps, metal at the elbow, or the wrist, the elbow, and the upper arm from behind, and down on her knees is clasped to the ankles, and then across where the knees are.
May I cast heat metal on the chain parts of the manacles to try to just like drippy heat the little metal bits?
Certainly try. You can go ahead. I'll save for this. This is very specific.
I'm gonna wait.
It's possible.
It is.
I'm gonna go. Unless somebody else has an idea.
I'm gonna go too.
Where are you going?
I wanna step up and look at the golem.
Okay. So you begin to approach the side of the golem over here, and you can see like it's holding him up. But, like it's kind of like
I'll move with Imogen, but I'll move around the side, closer to Mammoth.
okay. So
Which-
to the descent.
In which direction is
Like maybe up on this rock next. Yeah.
which direction is the other power supplies?
The one that Odohan was first at is that direction. And there's now that you're looking across, you can see there are a couple other tunnels on this side too.
Is there a second mage hunter column as well?
This is only the one you've seen so far.
Yeah. That's fine.
So I saw Ira. Can I quickly, before he gets out of range, send him a message?
Sure.
We took down one of the power sources, but it's likely not going to be enough. How do you propose we take down this fucking telescope?
That is indeed the question. With all eyes upon it, he'd have to do a frontal assault, and that would be suicide. Let me see what I can muster on the other side of this chamber.
You see another and then vanish off.
Should I try and get this power source behind me and keep with that?
He's out of range now.
Fuck!
Ludinus continues to speak.
I'm going to say that I'm running alongside Imogen, but I'm going to aim toward FCG's position as this progresses.
I'm going to start making my way. Thank you. And if they can cover behind that part of the ship.
Okay.
A little further back.
Further back?
Yeah. And there's. Ludinus shouts out amongst the chamber, kind of shrugging off. As people are freaking out, you can see Liliana kind of looking across the field, and as she does, everybody in the area begins to calm, like they're kind of being consoled. Their emotions begin to relax a bit, and they all, and even as their friends are on the ground bleeding out or expiring, they just kind of like look back towards the center as Ludinus speaks. The greatest lie ever told is that we need them. We are their gardens, their cattle. They created us to feed them with our faith, our hopes, our souls, lapping up their fables, give them form, purpose, control. Reader.
I'm gonna try and take cover on the far side of the map.
Over here.
Yeah. Stay hidden.
That blocks as you look at it is a chunk of the silver sun. You're gonna glance and you're like, oh, I know this room.
Bo isn't being held by anyone. She's just in shackles.
At the moment, yeah.
Under restraints. Yeah.
In fact, the person who was holding her got crushed. The person that shackled her.
So she's no longer mind controlled?
You don't know?
Oh, wait.
Does she seem like she's fighting against her restraints or just
Make perception.
9, 10?
10? You have no idea.
Yep.
I'm gonna try to look at the golem in front of me, and I'm gonna whisper, "Release." And I'm gonna try to cast command on it.
Cast command. That is what save?
Wisdom.
Okay. He fails. The golem pulls away and the claw disconnects from the arm that is now a collar latched onto Caleb. He's been released.
So he's still
He's still shut.
he can move, but he's not.
They did not give us this world. They took it from the Titans, slew them in their home, and tilled its soil to harvest us for all eternity. What do you do?
I'm gonna tell Pate, an invisible Pate, to go follow in the direction that Ira went.
The direction I
So is it the sound of like fire and wreckage like falling and crashing around us, or
Yeah,
is it
like
quiet?
it's still like crackling, and there's still like some moans, and there's still like things are creaking, and there's still bits of like wreckage that says this tunnel, they're like falling, and it's like a half nightmare hellscape, but there's just this calm upon everyone who's watching, and Luton is just holding court in the center with Liliana.
Okay, Orm is gonna sneak through the rubble and get down in front of the warder, and I'm gonna use Seedling to squirt some vine up
So
to
water over here.
the one that FCG is in, and sort of
I guess I'll check for you.
that's shit. That's 7.
You begin to scoot through the crowd there, and one of the people that I think stepped out of the wreckage goes ahead and just grabs you on the side of the shoulder and goes, shh.
I will pause for a second and think and let time pass.
Okay, so just hold your shoulder in place and they look back up towards Luminous. But we, their special children, surpassed our masters. We questioned their games. We found our own will, our own power, our own drive to create that eclipsed their own. We unraveled their weave and killed one of them, became one of them. Then they feared us.
I will grasp a vine that person in the face and yank it as hard as I can against this wood to try to knock him the fuck out.
Okay, that's a dexterity save for them.
Yes, it is. Right.
That is a natural 2.
Okay.
Crack! I'll go ahead and just, for the hell of narrative reasons here, I'll just go ahead and see if they, with the name, yeah. Crack! They go, for the moment, unconscious.
Or anybody else? Or...
Opening with all the fire.
Make a stealth check for me.
It's 14.
14? Okay. At the moment, you're pretty sure nobody noticed it. They're like on the ground unconscious. Like,
Can I see at all out of my
you just have a little bit of view of the ground before you, and the
ground?
frowns
That's
around
it. All right. Okay.
Right.
I'm gonna turn invisible,
All right.
and I'm gonna go straight for the wooden stairs.
To the wooden stairs. Over here. Okay. But you're invisible.
I'll dash.
Okay. Well, it was your action to cast the spell.
Oh.
Fuck it, it may be moot, but I'm gonna go for this other cavern and disconnect this other power source. I
Okay.
don't know what else to do in the meantime.
So you're just going to double move off in that direction. Okay. Are you doing it stealthily or
Do it stealthily.
make a stealth check?
We're so split up right now, y'all.
That's a good thing. Hey,
What's that little ball on top of the this thing's coming out of it?
It's
Is
meth.
that the beacon?
No, beacon is like actually kind of houses all right in here.
Oh, gotcha.
If it's that bad, I saw you leave.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna turn and head towards you with,
Trees?
well, I'm gonna be, at the very least right now, I'm gonna be heading towards you as if I'm going to see what's up.
So that they can get over too much on your feet. Past that trace. Okay. So
18.
18? That's that.
I'm gonna use invisibility on myself.
So you finished. 25. 25? Great. So you both kind of head that way kind of stealthily.
Once we hit the cavern and we're out of sight, we'll hold hands.
What are you doing?
We just might as well keep with the plan until something else changes.
But there's two people out there.
I'm gonna cast enhanceability on myself.
Sure.
Bull's strength.
Strength, and you kind of begin darting over in that direction, right? Get to move through its rough terrain, so dashing will get you to the bottom there, and that's going to be the end of your turn. You cast full strength. All right, cast yourself and try and force your way through.
Try to push open.
Strength check with advantage.
Even worse. Can I also guide myself? I guess I.
It's a little late on that, unfortunately.
Now they're both terrible anyway. 10.
It's unfortunately it's sustained some damage, and without the control of it, it's locked in place. As you just kind of get up underneath. Witness continues. The calamity was not a tragedy. It was a punishment. Their war amounted to them little more than a contest. We all suffered for our excellence. A genocidal admonishment for following our own will. They still fear us, hiding behind their gate, reaping our dreams as they deceive us into ceding our agency to their whims and scruples. They should be afraid. What do y'all do?
Get that guy down here now.
I'm going towards the stairs.
What are we gonna do when we hit a cliff?
Going up the stairs with all of my 35 if I can.
You have to get close to her.
He's trying again.
I'm gonna.
Wait, well, you guys go first.
I'm gonna. There was a little bit of broken gap in that doorway, and can I see letters through that little bit of hole?
You glance under. There's no light source on the inside, so you just
Okay. Well, I'm gonna stick with my plan. I'm gonna use another grasping vine on the front door or whatever opens up on this thing, and I'm just gonna plant a foot against its leg and pull as hard as I fucking can.
Okay. Go ahead and roll again. So as you're pushing at the same time, and this will be both of you working together.
Trying to guide myself. 19.
19, yeah. The DC was reduced with your health. So with that, you go ahead and pull part of it, kind of like breaks off at the hinge and opens up, giving you enough room to get out. You can pull the vine back.
Anybody see us? We okay?
Liana
Right as that's helping
looks
happening,
down.
I'm gonna say in her head,
You notice, right? She's floating there. She looks down and she begins to lift her hand in the direction of you, and then as you say Mama, she's like, you hear your voice.
Mama, it doesn't have to be like this.
No, I can't see you.
Mama, I love you. The better halves make a better home. Please remember.
Make a persuasion check with advantage.
come on, look at you. Oh, this is it. This is it.
19.
19. You watch as her hands out, and you for a second there, or you feel like your arms also almost begin to pull apart as it seems like they're locked in place. It's starting to tear out of the shoulders, and then it stops. She just kind of like looks past you, and you hear your voice say, Haven't I told you to run and tell me to run? Why did you come here?
I want to help you get free. It doesn't have to be like this.
It's the only way we can be free.
No.
Where it seems you and me. I think we have this power. The road is more exalted. It's been building a bridge. Where the more.
This is all stuff he told you. How do you know he's telling you the truth?
I just do. There's a deep, bassy detonation beneath the ground. It quakes and moves. Everyone like turns for a second, and then they all kind of look back to Ludinus for direction. And he's just kind of holding his one like kind of darkened, somewhat withered hand, kind of like gives a motion to not bother.
I check in, pat his eyes. Is that Ira?
That was Ira.
Nice.
With my action, I'm just going to try and climb the side of this telescope as quietly as I can. I don't know what it'll do, but it's another 35 feet of movement for going up.
Okay, go ahead and make an athletics check for me.
I have advantage, but
Only when you're in your full form.
11.
11. You get about 3-4 feet up, and it's too slick, and the edges are too sharp. You kind of like cut your finger and like fall back and hit the wood with a heavy thud. And you can see Ludinus kind of like, you heard something.
Crash test.
I'm going to spider climb into the chamber that I was rushing into as to not set off any glyphs.
Light anyway?
Should be light.
Okay. I'm just gonna follow the well-beaten path slowly into this room.
Okay. After the explosion happens, Liliana turns and looks, and out of the corner of that chamber, you see Ira begin to shift rapidly through the ruin. Liliana turns and puts a hand out. Does he have advantage? Yes, magic resistance. And she vanishes him. That sucks.
Just gone for a minute? No, it's from another realm.
Yeah,
He's
gone.
gone.
As long as she
He's
maintains
back to the Fey
concentration.
realm.
All right. I would like to question myself.
Nice move, man.
But she says only for 1 minute to banish him permanently.
She has to hold up
I'm gonna conquer in the head in the next 10 seconds.
I would like to try with my ring of telekinesis to try to look at some piece of the telescope and try to just pull something. So to get a little.
They lifted the shield around the beacon, so that is up right now.
What about in the front?
No, but I mean the beacon, so the beacon is exposed.
It is somewhat.
Do I know what
Notice,
the beacon is?
you have no idea what it is.
I know.
None
But
of
it
you have
looks
any
like,
idea.
it looks like power source, and
What's-
there's a
what's
thing that they
important?
unshielded.
What's important?
I was trying to go for the beacon, but I didn't think didn't want a metagame.
Yeah, you wouldn't
But it looks important.
make a perception check.
I'll make a
I'll
perception
say
It's kind of under.
it's underneath. That's what they were.
17.
17. I mean, you see many things that look important here.
I'm not gonna do it. I feel like that's it's metagaming, even though I want to.
But you're gonna try and use your ring telekinesis.
Yeah, I'm trying to maybe even like the little ball or like something on that front piece. Is the whole thing covered or just the top bit?
I mean,
whole entire
most of this thing is armored in places. It's been reinforced for over a week because of the destruction of the fake. Yeah.
Okay. Hang on. Somebody else can go.
Well,
Let me.
No, is the by the way, is the golem that's holding Caleb
back to normal again, or is he?
Yes, it's returned back to its position here.
But like, is it holding Caleb?
No, Caleb is no longer held, but Caleb has a collar locked around him. And you are freed at the moment.
I'm still sitting in the valley, just sort of watching.
Yes. At this moment, Ludinus looks to you.
To me?
Yeah.
I'm inside the valley. I didn't come out.
You made a loud noise off to the side and glances over. You are not given life by any god, but by the hands of mortal creators like us.
I clutch my coin.
We are the new source of life, of creation. Stain my legacy all you wish. I have worked selflessly for 1,000 years to find the means of shattering these chains of fate and oppression. Let me be your villain that means liberation for all and forever. You hear the sounds of fighting at the top of the pit.
You sure?
The wind begins to pick up above. You're both down there trying to destroy another power source?
Yes.
Alright. You are at that moment now. You've rushed down there. We'll say for it's kind of like weird time where it's like moving more like, little bursts of action. So you get down there and you're facing it. You're not sure where the glyphs are in the room. You see
I was spider climbing on the walls to avoid them.
I was just watching for footprints. Like, there's clearly going to be a beaten path, and I am gingerly taking it.
Perception or survival, I'll say. Survival for the tracking element of it, perception just to pick up the stressful.
So stressful.
None of them are particularly good.
There you go.
17.
17, okay. You follow the pattern and you feel fairly confident.
I'm not going to get all the way up to the damn thing or anything.
You get within 10 feet of it.
I'm not even going to get that close.
Okay. But I say you get somewhere in that space and be like, you're fine. And you think you see a direction where there's nothing.
I'm good for the moment.
Alright.
I'm just gonna unload some eldritch blasts, kind of similarly, just very pinpointed to do this directly.
Okay. Go ahead and roll an Arcana check for me.
What did he do?
Because it's fun.
There's no good.
18.
18. See two of the cords detonate. You see some of the tethers kind of go fraying out, and arcane sparks fly off. They're still, a large chunk of it connected, but you did some damage to it. I just fucked that the second. There's a few other booms.
I am watching behind us now to see if anyone's coming.
My perception check.
I have a feeling I'm moving towards the next 6.
The rest of you are watching from this. You can see the veins of strongly reinforced threaded residuum that is marking through it. They've all been solid this whole time, and you see like two of them kind of dim slightly.
18.
18. Okay, that's about. You don't see anyone coming.
Just keeping an eye out.
Okay.
I'll try and call Pate back to me this time. Keep going. It's gonna take him a minute.
Gets to fly back. Ludinus still
You know what? Keep him in this area.
in this area.
This way.
So we can keep watching.
Ludinus kind of looks up towards Liliana. Liliana, you can see like sweat on her brow, and she's still kind of lost in thought for a moment, kind of figuring out what to do. You feel her like tether control kind of loosen on you, and you hear back in your voice, "Imogen, it's already done. It's gonna be okay."
It's not too late. It's not. You're strong, Mama. You're so strong.
Strong. And you hear Ludinus say, "Born in you, chosen root is born. Seeds of Pegasus' power. The burgeoning scions now break these bonds. You have all gathered here for your full purpose." And you see a lot of the surviving members of the vanguard around, kind of looking up, and you can see this kind of dull red glow beginning to emanate from their skin. From Liana, you can see around her body and through the coat from the inside, like red energy beginning to drift up underneath.
Oh, we can
In
see
the
her.
invisible space where Imogen is standing, her outline begins to appear as red mist-like energy begins to drift off of her body. Fern, a faint bit of red mist begins to emanate from you. The
And
fighting.
also me?
Now,
alive!
you continue to attack the. We'll get another Arcana check.
Can I try and make another spot?
Is your athletics check for me?
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. So you begin to climb up. This is a real tough climb. You just hit the DC to start climbing this, so you get about 15 feet up on the side there, and you're like, your fingers are hurting, but you're holding on to it.
Okay.
8. You hit what looks to be a couple other parts of the device that are already defunct, and it's not doing additional damage.
Anything you got from a distance?
I pull out the dynamite.
Fuck it.
Ready?
Ready?
Light it. Throw it in there.
Let's go.
You both just go running back out. Hearing that behind you, you're just charging out of there. Okay.
If we get to the entrance before it goes,
You don't even have a chance to look at how long it's
No.
go. So it's just going. So you guys just start going. All right. Everything scales in the universe, even ecosystems. Tonight, we unleash the natural predator of the gods. Tonight, the children inherit the world. You hear dust kicked up in the air. The cloud of earth that's risen and thrown up begins to slowly dissipate as you see what looks like a large boulder has slammed from above. As the boulder slowly begins to unravel itself in the center of the ground.
shit. Triple
As she lands,
Triple churned.
by the voice of the tempest, halt this into the deep kind of rumbling, earth cracking sound of the voice, and casts mass cure wounds. You can see many of the wounded around suddenly like come to bear. Any of you who have taken damage from previous?
Yeah.
I just hope she doesn't get fucked up.
I don't know if we're there yet.
My character's
What if they all die?
What if they all die?
Including
I know.
35 points of healing.
Amazing.
Anybody else hurt?
I mean, yeah, but I don't think we're there yet.
No, you're not there. You should see.
Is there still seem like there's a cover over this whole thing? Like a protection?
A slight barrier?
Yeah.
You don't see one. As she lands, Luminous kind of looks down and smiles. Right on time. And he just says, "Go." Casts Power Word Stun on her. She immediately freezes up, turns over, and he watches Odahan darts out of the shadow. All three. Subtle echoes that she creates from the back surround
No.
Keyless, who is unable to move due to Power Word Stun. Let's do a full round of Odahan full attacks.
Right as she comes up, can I let go and attack?
Let go and attack.
Yeah.
I'll say,
Can I see her?
go ahead and roll initiative against Odahan Fool, because this is not a surprise round necessarily. Odahan Fool, by the way, also had red mist drifting off of her body.
Of course.
roll initiative 2.
Yeah, if y'all want to go ahead and roll initiative on this, anybody who wants to jump in is nearby. Only you two aren't there. You're rushing there. All right. Okay, we got it. This is Odahan Fool versus the troop here in the middle this way. That
My target would not be Odo Hunt.
no, fair enough. All right. The 25 to 20.
20.
All right. Fuck. 20 to 15.
15.
All right.
Oh wait, 17, 15? Yeah.
All right. So firm, you're 15.
15.
All right. 15 to 10.
I'm gonna 14, but I think it's just.
Oh, you roll 14 as
No,
well?
you're part of this initiative
Oh.
too. This is now.
Yeah, 14.
All right. And then who was lower than that? Was Benjamin? What'd you get?
12.
Fuck. 10 to 5. All right, we'll get to you guys here at the end of each round. We'll see how close you get there. So, top of the round, 21. No, is Fucker. Oda on Washington. Advantage on the first strike. Ish to the sun blade. 2 18s. Okay.
That would be a lot.
So that's going to go ahead and be 8. That's 15.
55.
What's the tennis?
55.
Is going to go ahead and going to use a side dice to do Sonic Strike, which does an additional 14 points of damage on that one. And they can make a strength save to be knocked prone. She's stunned, so she can't make it. She gets knocked prone. Right there. So now she has advantage on the strikes again, but she has additional damage to things that are knocked prone. Second strike. It's going to be. Yeah.
Do I see what kind of strikes these are? Are these just melee types?
These are melee strikes. This is a full-on ambush.
This is a piranha fighting. It's just an absolute.
That last strike, I'll take half of it.
Take half of this last one?
Yeah.
Last one that she took?
Yeah.
That would have been 29 damage total, so you would have taken 14. Go. This one's going to be 20 damage on the second strike. It's going to go ahead and third attack. That's a crit. That's going to be to 28 points damage. She has 126 points as an Earth Elemental.
How much did you say?
126 hit points as Earth Elemental, and then 2 hit points after that.
That's how many she just took.
No,
that's how many she would get.
So,
4.5 kill HP.
yeah. Power Sun's a rough one.
Any chance I have the first one?
There. So that's.
Yeah.
Okay. There, and then she's going to offhand strike. Swing needle. She's unleashed incarnation to get that fourth strike on that. That's going to be advantage. Another crit.
Wow. What?
This is still
She's
the
still
same round of
going?
attack?
Yes.
It's 2 for each. Duplicate, I think. So she would
28.
We should have fucking pinned her down when we had a chance in that little tunnel.
There,
But
she
I don't
was
know what
in
could've-
between. It wasn't like he could just drop himself off. She was already moving back.
Yeah. And then is going to go ahead and action surge.
Yep. There we go.
So next attack, advantage. That hits for 1 point damage. The Earth Elemental form falls. And they're on the ground.
Yo, what's up? What's up, babe? Oh shit.
Oh, look at her mini, it's so pretty.
Circle. 2 more strikes.
Jesus Christ.
Yep. 18 minutes.
I would like a nice
Vicious. It's funny, it's not even that.
This is not an Echo Knight, fuck off.
No, that backpack she has gives her the Mechanite abilities.
Oh my god.
But that is going to be.
I don't know that.
16.
Okay.
Okay, some damage.
I don't know that. It's right there watching Kiwa die. Being watched by Pate, being watched by.
Some damage, and it's going to go ahead and because you can do action, it's going to do another Unleash Incarnation for another attack.
She's still going. She's still going.
That is going to bring us to.
Jesus.
She's not looking great.
One round.
As Odahan goes and strikes all the incarnations just in this frenzy. The earth elemental form cracks, and then what was once shale and pebble becomes red, blood scattered on the ground. As Fear flies, kind of frozen, eyes wide. Odahan goes for like a heart strike, and there's a dark flash in the air. You see where Odahan's blade was. Instead, you see a cloak of feathers. Black raven feathers.
Wait, where'd they go? His bag's over here.
You see a masked figure with
Shut
a is now standing over and protecting her body. Daggers in each hand. Don't you even FCG, your turn.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Oh my god.
Oh, I forgot to bring over the facts. Fuck, I'll be right back. What do you think about
What do you mean? What happened? What happened? What is happening? He's already damaged. You can't do this. He's gonna start bringing in. He's gonna bring in characters from campaigns we don't even know about. Who's that?
Holy shit. Okay, wait. I'm sorry. Well, who am I helping here? Besides who am I helping? Am I helping the Ashari woman who seems to be almost dying?
Well, she's being helped by a
Sure, but she seems on death's door.
Another sky ship comes, and it's 40 Jester. Flew in from the ocean.
I thought you said 40 jesters. Level 20, that might be possible.
Oh, technically.
FCG, what do you do?
I want to help the woman who just got rocked because I know that that's Orum's Bay. But I mean, other than healing her a little, I don't think I can do much. I feel like if she gets a turn, she's gonna probably be able to do something good. Or get out of there, right?
Theoretically.
Alright. I'll jump down and scoot forward towards the fight.
Yeah. Make an acrobatics check for me, if you don't mind.
God, guidance myself.
This is just up there.
I don't know. It's like 11.
11? 11's enough to land and not like drop on your ass. You did a 10. So it's only like a 10-foot drop. So you land and you wheel over and you're now kind of over the base of the ground over there. You're about 15 feet from the Voice of the Tempest.
I want to help her, but I don't think I can do anything that would do anything. So yeah, I'll.
No, can't help.
I mean, I can dispel his collar, but I don't even know who that man is.
Yeah, but
What are you doing, FCG?
Or what his collar is. He's been real strong though.
FCG?
Who's he?
What you doing, buddy?
Caleb?
Oh, yeah, you were here.
I don't know that man. You told me that there was some people. I don't know what's around his neck.
Ginger. I said a red
Sure you did. Sure you did.
What you doing, FCG?
It was clearly a villain.
Do I have any sense that this collar around his neck is magic?
base with the glowing runes that are currently affixed around the throat? Yes.
Okay. I will dispel the collar.
Okay, go ahead and roll a d20 and add your spellcasting modifier. This is a very high DC because it is a very high enchantment.
Oh boy. I don't think that guidance works on that. Just saying that. Okay. 13.
13. You go ahead and unleash the dispel, and you watch the runes kind of glow and then lock themselves in place. It's high enough to break it. Sorry.
That's fine. Yeah, that's fine.
Good shot. Good shot, though.
That's for a
You
turn.
know that it reacted.
That's it. That's
Okay.
my turn.
Finishing action, just go. Orm, you're up with front on deck.
Here's what I would like to
Reroll
happen.
initiative. Something shit just happened.
Here's what I would like to happen.
What would you like to see if it happens?
Orem comes trucking off of this rubble like a ramp, and with the boots of striding spring leaps, and in the air, grasping vine to that, and I want to swing down and land right next to Odahan.
By all means.
Action surge, because I assume that took action and movement to do that much.
From there, well, it was running the leap and then the grab on that's 20-foot pull.
Okay,
Make an acrobatics check for me. This will let me know whether you have to use your action to do so or not.
that is a 15.
15? That's good enough. So you run and kind of leap off with the boots. Use that vine to pull you an arc around, which gives you kind of the arc of movement without having to it's a bonus action to use the vine. So you land there, you still have your action.
Okay, so I land behind, and I pass by a feathered angel on the way by.
Yep.
Land behind Odahan.
So attractive.
I'm right behind Odahan. I want to slash the fuck away at the contraption on her back and break it to shit.
Okay. So go ahead and make 2 strikes.
Hits 18 plus 9.
Okay. 18 plus 9. Yes, that does it.
And I'm not even trying to hurt her.
Yeah, just
I'm just trying to wreck that thing. That is 12 points.
damage.
Next one also hits 16 plus 9.
That hits as well. Like literally, you have to have a 25 to hit this. So
Okay, that's 10 points of damage.
this is like that.
Is it still holding in place?
It's still holding place. But
Action surge.
you see like it's starting to like sparking Odahan already. Like it's looking like over the shoulder. And
Action surge.
okay,
That is a 22 to hit.
22 does not hit unfortunately.
Misses.
Shit. It is like barely holding on from what you can see, but you go ahead and strike his hand, and Odahan backs up, parries one blade, and then with the other arm kind of captures your other sword and holds your other attack in place and just. Damn it.
One more time. That's the end of my turn.
Okay, finishing Orm's go. Fern, you're up.
Oh, I can take 14 points of damage.
All right.
You do, yeah.
Oh dear. Okay. All right. All right. All right. All right. What we're gonna do here is, I'm just gonna peek around.
Just so you know, after so.
Is it too late
Left?
to make the?
3 hits.
Can I make the final one a goading attack so that she can't hit him, so that she's
Oh,
fuck you will?
because you guys, it's still her technically.
So she has 2 things have to happen if you allow that. Okay. Just to make a wisdom saving throw to see if the goading attack succeeds, and it's 8 more damage, or it's a roll.
Okay, go ahead and roll. If it's 3 or higher, you get 20 twice.
It's fine.
Oh, that's so good. It is a 14 on the wisdom saving throw.
She got a 14.
Yeah.
Then she's at disadvantage on anyone else except for me.
You got it. Okay. Oh boy.
All right. So close.
All right,
All
Fern.
right. All right. All right.
Wow. It's so close.
They're just going. Are they going away from us right now?
All right. Where's Odahan?
Odahan is right here
All right.
with the 3.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So I've been seeing what Orem has been trying to do with the pack. So I am going to peek out from behind.
Okay.
Just my head. I'm gonna keep my legs.
Over here.
Yeah. And then shoot scorching rays at the pack.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
Roll high, bish. Roll high.
Higher than you've ever rolled before. Two separate rolls.
No, grab it.
Absolute
Air rolls. 14.
14 misses, unfortunately.
That's worse.
Go wide.
Just
None of
absolutely.
them. Get rid of that guy.
Oh, I'm so
hard to
Yeah,
get.
no, but it's a very specific small part of the back to hidden by a cloak, and you can disable part of her
Okay.
skill set to do so.
All right. Mister?
Yeah. Shits into a gun.
Okay. He's gonna take some shots.
He gets one shot, right?
He gets 2, I believe.
Ooh, the flame suit.
Maybe not. I think I'm just getting a little carried away here. Can I?
Not a monkey in this.
It's 1, 2, 6. Carry me,
That was kind of my.
so I can watch. Through Patrick's eyes. Alright, sorry, it's just 1. It's just 1.
Okay, so go ahead and roll d20.
Okay. Mister? Fuck around. I don't know what happens to this monkey gets the shot.
It does like.
Dumbass Charlie. I'm gonna stay tucked in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So Liliana, let's go. Liliana is like looking at Luminous, like the energy kind of drifting off of her, and kind of just like witnessing all these things, this culmination of so much work, so many things through the years, and also you being here in the conversation, and she just kind of like looking at you. She's gonna hold her action. With that, it is now Chetney's go.
Is it on actions?
At the end of the round, they haven't got there yet. At the end of the round, they go ahead and put themselves in initiative.
Can I, as I'm running to, a mirror image?
Okay, got it. So Chetney.
So I crawled 15 feet up the telescope.
Yep.
All right, see y'all. 15 feet up, invisible. I'm going to hybrid transformation, turn into a werewolf.
Okay, so you are no longer invisible.
No longer invisible. And I am going to use the claws that are like, I'm going to and jump, and I'm going to try and backpack onto the back of Ludinous.
Roll an athletics check to climb the rest of that distance. You have advantage because you're wolven form.
That is a 24.
24 will succeed as you climb up the side here. You're going to leap towards Ludinous. Okay. I have his stuff right.
The gods do not desert.
Oh, fuck! I know, right?
You said something about natural predators.
All right, so you're trying to grapple him?
I am trying to strength grapple his hands to his side if I can. I know it won't do much, but I'm just doing it and getting those fingernails in there if I can. Just
Okay, so you're okay, got it.
restraining his hands and trying to keep him from doing all this shit.
All right.
Being in the car wash.
All right. I'll say for the purposes of this.
Yeah, whatever.
This is going to be an athletics check versus his AC, because this isn't just a grapple which stops him from moving. You're trying to actually like bind his arms for the moment, and for that sort of targeting, it's going to be considered an attack roll technically. So it'd be an athletics check versus his AC.
I usually have advantage in the hybrid form, but do you want to do it as straight roll?
No, you have advantage.
Okay. It's a 19.
Nice. 19 is his AC. Shield. You leap towards his back, and right as you jump towards it, like he's just kind of looking at this way, and he goes, and you just watch as this field skid across the top, like slide over, and as you go over the top, you get one upside down glance of Ludinous just scowling at you as you begin to fall down. I will say, well, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. Go hard or go home. Natural one.
Oh no.
Gotta get her.
Hammer horror real quick.
Now,
You take 12 points of piercing damage and are currently restrained as you are now partially impaled on a section of the Malleus key.
It's okay. Everything's okay.
Yeah,
Okay, okay.
yep. But it's like through. You know, if you get yourself off of this, like the wound will start to close a little bit.
Just out of curiosity, because I'm laying there like, from where I am, can I see any glowing parts of the telescope from that point, or is that piece higher than where Lucas was?
Glowing parts of the telescope? I mean, it's
Like the angular piece that was on.
it is fitted just below here, so it's about 10 feet away from you.
But I can totally reach as my thorax is impaled.
Yeah, that's the issue. But that's good. That was a worthy sacrifice. Good shot, Imogen. You're up.
Mama? Oh God. Yeah, I'm gonna step out so I can see what the fuck's happening. And I'm gonna try to help out Orem and witch bolt the pack.
Okay.
On Odahan.
So it's because Odahan did turn to like parry the weapon, you do now have a view as she spins. The cloak's like up in the air. You see like the damaged, cracked device. Go ahead and roll for witch bolt. You are stealth. You are invisible technically. So you would have advantage on the strike.
Yes.
You would break invisibility. Though.
Okay. That's, well, a 21.
Hey, it's got the 25.
Doesn't. Oh, I know we had a better view.
No, unfortunately, the witch bolt goes wide, hits the ground, and arcs off, kind of burning the ground around you. You definitely draw on Odahan's attention. Odahan like looks back at you, and you can see she's like trying to speak into your mind, but there's just a blank there.
The person you are trying to reach is not available.
How's that finish your turn?
For my bonus action,
Worry that'll do.
I'm gonna say, I'm gonna say, help me. Because I'm visible now. I'm gonna look up at her.
Yeah, she kind of like sees you on the ground now. Make another persuasion check.
Luke to Vader. Here we go.
Oh my dice.
Janice Chuck.
Oh God.
Really? Really?
Yeah, alright.
She looks down at you, like the sad look in her eyes, and like the tear coming from her cheek, as the tear kind of like drifts off, kind of joining the rest of the glowing energy and mist around her. She just says back in her head, "This is for the best."
Raptured.
Second
Let's see. I'm gonna use my bonus action.
Just use your bonus actions and talk to
I'm gonna stand where I am.
her. It's all good. Alright. That brings us to Ludinus's turn. Ludinus, looking down at all of this happening before him, he smiles. Grins over the space. He says, "And now, the final piece. The sliver of divinity. The lens." He snaps as he reaches his other non-withered hand back into the device, as Liliana, who's holding her action, goes ahead and casts a spell down towards the champion of ravens. You watch as suddenly all the mirrors on the side of the tunnel turn on at once, and these bright beams of energy shunt into him like hundreds of reflecting mirrors. He triggers something with the machine, and you watch as the champion screams out in pain and is compressed down into a sphere of dark shadow. Max is pressed into just a sphere. Liliana lifts it up with her telekinesis and places it into the empty spot in the machine. And now, she's like sparks shooting off towards the machine. The power's not quite there, and he's kind of like.
Did we hear a boom go off behind us yet?
The explosion of dynamite hits, and you see other parts of the power like power down. He's like, "It'll have to do. It is time, my children." And right as you look up, you can see there's other sky ships beginning to appear. Different Vasselheim and other forces have begun to arrive just as the red moon glows above. You watch as every brood is born in the chamber stands tall, including Imogen, as red energy filters out into the center of the spire. It's being drawn in and glowing, just all of these living batteries all pouring into the center device as it begins to rise and crackle before. Energy begins to gather and form. Luminous glances up. Let us destroy what will unmake them. And you watch as this incredible thick beam of red energy fires up into the sky. It lights up and sends every cloud scattering out of visible sight, up into the air, up towards the red moon of Ruinus. He watches all the sky ships that were just landing kind of begin to crumble with the force blown away from whatever fires up into the darkness. In that moment, Luminous, kind of still holding his other arm in the machine, smiles, his eyes wide. 1,000 years. You couldn't stop me. You couldn't. Some of the machines kind of spark, but he's like, he looks a bit nervously. He kind of swallows deeply. It's too late. It's too late. The red begins to glow brighter and brighter. You watch as all of the tethered Nexus energy, all the converging power ley lines begins to spark and grow lighter and lighter. Magical energy begins to flow out in all directions. The sky goes from pitch black to a deep red to a multicolor explosion of magical arcane energy into white. A familiar white. It's a high-pitched whine subsides, and your vision comes back to you. Images racing in your head of what happened. It is confusion. It is a pain, a thought, a fugue. But you glance around as your vision comes to, and you see yourself kind of sitting on the edge of a rocky cliff almost. The smell that hits your nostrils is kind of sulfurous and acrid, acidic almost. It's hard to describe. You're unfamiliar with it. And you kind of look around you, and there are these pools of strange colored liquid under the shadow of night. Only the things in your close proximity you can make out with your predilection to experience the dark. But you are in an unfamiliar landscape. It seems terrestrial. You look to your left and you see Ashton kind of half draped over this outcropping. You kind of come to consciousness a bit and shake your head and look over and see Lautner. And you both kind of see this kind of almost like chasm space below you. You can see these little bits of natural geysers, kind of like poofing, steamy water.
Ashton.
We won.
We did it.
Where are we?
Where's everybody?
You glance kind of upward and you see about 10 feet up, slowly sitting upward, Orem, you like almost fall off the edge of this cliff as you kind of catch yourself and look down. You see some rocks tumble, and you can see Ashton and Lautner both kind of separate below you about 10, 15 feet.
All right. I started looking for the voice of the Tempest as well. What is this?
I don't know. Try to Pate with me.
Pate is with you.
We're okay though. We're not hurt. We're not.
No more than you were moments ago.
Where's everybody else? We're gonna start searching.
Perception check.
26.
While they look around, I look up to this.
Okay.
Does this cosmos look different?
The stars look familiar. To clouds. You glance around and don't see anybody else around you, but as you look up and you scan the horizon, in some distance you see, just above the cloud line, the red moon is standing, in a singular solid red beam that just vanishes below some sort of far-off mountain line.
We were in a pit, but now it's endless landscape.
You were in some sort of like odd valley-like chasm with no light beyond the starlight, so you can't make out much more of the details that are like immediately around you.
By red beam, yeah.
Meaning you just see really this off in the distance with just a red beam that's just sustained beneath it.
Are we even still on market?
Good.
FCG. You hit something kind of soft. You kind of look around. It's the kind of just faintly dawn light cresting over some direction. Kind of gain your bearings, and you look around you, and you kind of reach your arms in this kind of like crowded dust or sand, but it's white. It's like fine crystal, like a snow. You kind of like reach around and pull yourself up, but your wheel kind of scoots a little bit in this weird crystal, desert landscape.
No features? Is it dunes?
Just white dunes.
And the sky above me?
The sky above you is stars and the slightly rising sun.
And I just look all 360 all around me. Anything in the distance? Any clouds? Anything?
No, it's a clear sky. No cats. No roofs.
I have no idea. Clear sky, no features, sand.
Just dunes.
But the sky, are there stars?
There's stars above, yeah.
And do they look the same, or are they? I wouldn't.
Make a nature check or survival check.
No. Nature is terrible. 4.
You have no idea. You have no idea where you are.
I'll just try to move around a bit.
You get, like,
see if anything.
You kind of like scoot up the dune a little bit, head over the top, and the first thing you notice is there are these like rocky outcroppings, like the occasional, looks like built up cliff sides or mountains that pierce the middle of this tundra around you, this kind of like almost snow-fallen desert. You can see mountains far in the distance. Make a perception check for me.
Guidance. 26.
26. You see where you're standing, like you get kind of like the highest dune you can in the space, and you can see in one direction there is just like this endless snow-covered desert. Looks like air itself's cold. You see to the east of you this large snow-capped mountain range. To the south, you can almost see like this heavy snow-covered forest that seems to spread out. And in the northern direction, you see what looks to be an ocean. You also, with a high perception check, glance down and you see, kind of slowly digging their way out of the snow, a fern.
Oh, wait, she was around this one. Fern! Fern!
Hi.
Is it still you?
How would I know?
Is she glowing? Is red dust coming over her?
That you can see.
Where are we? We're in the snow. Are you cold?
No. No. What? I'm gonna look around. What?
I don't know. Is anyone else around?
I'm gonna look around for anybody.
Laura?
You begin to yell and shout out, and gently, you hear them call out just as you're kind of figuring out your bearings, and Imogen, as you kind of feel your vision return, begin to hear these shouts as well as you both begin to climb opposite sides of this dune to meet up with the other two, FCG and Fern.
Where's Lauren? Where's Lana? Where are we?
I smell around. Do I pick up any sense of Orm, Ash, Ladna, anything on the wind?
Make a perception check.
I'm looking at the sky and looking through this.
20.
Yes, I agree. No scent of your missing friends anywhere. But as you glance around the horizon, you know who you are. You're in the middle of the Crystal Sands tundra. From where you stand, to the east, you see the flat-capped mountains. Where your hometown of Uthadar resides. And that's where it finished the next episode.
You split the party.
Yep.
Holy shit, Matt! The beam is still in the sky.
Yeah.
So we still have visual,
Yes, you do.
but you guys are on the other side of the fucking planet.
We
Wait.
are
I need
Maybe.
Yeah.
close.
Oh my god.
I will note, actually, I will note to all of you, which I should have remembered this. Amongst the stars in the sky, you do still see the glowing gossamer-like auroras of the ley lines and the still very present apogee solstice setting across the sky.
Send us away.
Where did we go?
But we'll pick up there next time.
Oh my god.
I should have mentioned too, when she did telekinesis, he reappeared. So he wasn't fully vanished, but couldn't do anything in time before all this went on.
Okay.
Thank God I was in
I just want to make sure you know that. It's important. But
Shit, Doc's dying
The
again.
champion of the matron of ravens became a spherical lens that was put into the telescope before He used the Tempest as bait, and we played into it. Cool. We called her plane rider. Alright, I'm done.
all right. On that note,
Shot through the beacon. You used the beacon, so maybe the beacon.
This is copy table stuff.
yeah,
We'll save it for
Okay,
while we're
okay.
We need an after.
yeah. It's almost like we have. Nevertheless, I think we'll go ahead and finish there tonight. We'll pick up next time. Thank you so much for joining us. We love you very much. Happy year anniversary. And it's a Thursday out. Good night. Hello everyone, welcome to today's episode of Critical Role, where a bunch of us nerdy voice actors sit around and play Dungeons and Dragons.
And we've got full announcements to get before we start the show. First up, there's no sponsors, so Marisha, I think you just go straight.
Wait, what? Sorry, no sponsor? I had this whole thing planned. I was going to be Mr. T and make the grossest cup of tea ever and then drink it.
There's no sponsors, you don't have to worry about it.
But
So-
if I don't have anything to advertise, who am I?
Right, so Marisha, you got some announcements to get to.
I do. I do. Is that? Are you okay? We still love you. We got a Moon Lore video. Yeah, over to the Cobalt Soul Archivist Danny Carr will catch you up on everything you need to know about Exandria's moons. So if you want to get caught up or refresh your memory about all of the crazy moon stuff that we've been exploring as well as hells, you can watch it right now on YouTube. That old shit. Was a crack into a Slim Jim.
You know that the audience is just watching Omar. No one's listening to a word
Yeah,
we're
no.
saying.
Yeah.
Oh,
You got it.
Come
We're
on.
almost done. We're almost done.
look at that butterfly.
Well, this is big.
We also now have Chill the Last Gasp from Darrington Press is out. This is an amazing two-player storytelling game of dramatic duels in any genre of choice, really, designed by Will Heinmarch and a great creative team of wonderful people. It features ready-made scenarios, complete with maps in the box, and pre-generated characters to dive right in, or you can make your own characters or use characters from your RPGs or really anything else that you enjoy and want to pull into the system. So you can find it now at all Critical Role shops and Darrington Press Guild stores, and coming to other Vanilla game stores real soon. But at the guild stores, you can look out for exclusive sets of pre-made characters from the Vox Machina campaign that can also plug right into this, which is awesome. It's such a fun game. Seriously, I hope you get a chance to check it out, and I hope you enjoy it. Ashley.
Oh, so our wonderful friends at Shanti Bobbin recently opened the doors of the brand new girls' dormitory that we all funded at their school campus in India. See? Look at all this. The students are expected to move into the dorm at the end of the month, and we cannot thank you enough for your support. As a reminder, all donations, when we don't have an active campaign, are split equally between our partner organizations, like Shanti Bobbin. So check out criticalrolefoundation.org for more information or to donate to support our wonderful partners. Sometimes.
And I do believe that concludes our announcements. So let's go ahead and jump into tonight's episode of
One by one we climb until we reach the top. Two by two we fall. Will we meet our end or meet our destiny? Hold your breath and roar. It's Thursday night. All you friends come join us. It's time to continue our ride. There is magic and mystery. Who knows what will happen beyond? But one thing's for sure, we never give up on the fight. From the healer to the renegade, we all share the same goal. Fighting more odds, taking more chances, hold your breath and roll. It's Thursday night. All you friends come join us. It's time to continue our ride. There is magic and mystery from darkness our friendship rise. But one thing's for sure, we never give up on the fight. Oh yeah.
welcome back. So, half bells else. After heading towards the specific point of the ley line nexus that was gathering at the moment of the apogee solstice, your troop happened upon an arrangement that Rubens had been designing for quite some time. Him and his compatriots, the Ruby Vanguard, Paragon's Call, a number of other allies, seemed to briefly alter time through some additions to this odd device, jumping you and other nearby individuals ahead to the solstice, there in which a number of other machinations came together to both bring your allies to bear, summon some individuals with utility to them, and in a handful of moments seemed to successfully do what they were trying to do. Though how successful we'll have to see, as you did quite a bit of damage to some of the energy sources and mucked around with a bit of what they were plotting. But, nevertheless, in those heightened moments, an extreme amount of magical energy was unleashed. And in a flash, you found yourself separated from your other friends, from everybody else, suddenly shunted, far away from where you last were, now standing in a freezing cold, tundra-like snow desert of small beads of crystal, frozen snow that lie across these endless glooms, rocky outcroppings, and oddly shaped bits of earth that poke from the landscape as you see this endless, continuous snowfield that crawls out in all directions. You see, in the northern direction, a frozen ocean just barely visible as the sunlight begins to creep past the horizon. You see some mountains to the far east, forests to the south, and above you, in the darkened, slowly warming sky, you can still see magnificent, technicolor, shifting visual of the now shifted ley lines across Exandria, as still the apogee solstice remains. So, as you stand here shivering now in the early morning hours, what do you wish to do?
Calm emotions, calm emotions.
You're so good.
Where?
Give me another hit.
Where? Come on.
What just happened?
Did you do that? Did you do that?
I don't
Last
think
time this happened, you did that.
I didn't do that. At least I don't think I did. I didn't lose control. I saw everything go to white again though. Did you see that?
Yes.
I don't smell any of the others for some reason. It's just us four.
Oh God, what if I do now?
Just a sense that I get the same sense that it just seems.
No, I memorized all of our stanks.
What do I smell like? Because I can't smell. What do I smell?
It's nice. You have like a greasy grime, but it's also mixed with like a high tinge metallic sweetness. Oh. And a hint of soul, baby.
What do I smell like?
Don't worry about it. Like hay.
Oh, okay. I smell it.
Oh. All the vibrant colors of the Feywild. If you could taste a rainbow. If you could kiss. Listen, it's not the time for that. If we have to repopulate the world, we'll focus on that later, okay?
Oh, no, I won't be able to participate.
Well, what if they succeeded? What if Prodavus is free right now?
We're the only ones left alive. Why don't we find out? Why don't we reach out to our friends? Oh my God!
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Right?
The ones I have left. Yes, I can do that.
I can do it too.
Let's hope you have actual spells. Okay.
I'm gonna try to cast Sending.
Okay.
To Lana.
It's a lot. Okay.
Where are you? Are you still there? What happened? I don't know where we are. It's snowing. Oh, please tell me you're okay.
We'll do 100 for
Oh, why? What does that mean?
100.
Is it because we're supposed to?
I don't know.
We're pretty far north.
98.
98.
Seems bad.
Is that bad?
Great. It seems great.
I feel like that's really good.
It's really good. It's really good.
Maybe it's like a. Oh god.
As you begin to speak through this spell, a heavy bit of static seems to come through your mind, like the actual weave of the message seems to unravel amongst the arcane patterns that allow you to reach out to your friend, to Laudna. And as the words are pushing through, the static gets louder and louder and louder and louder. And then you hear like a pop in your head, and you take 6 points of psychic damage. And the spell is done.
Does it, even though I'm resistant to psychic damage?
You take 2.
Oh, did we know if it goes through or no idea?
You didn't hear the response.
Maybe I should try. Maybe I should try, just in case.
Definitely double down.
Same group, right? Yeah. Okay. I will reach out this time to Orm. He's got a sound mind. I'll reach out to Orm with sending and see if it works. Do I have sending? I must. Yeah. Yeah. I got it. D100. 51.
51. Okay. What do you say?
Orm. Smile a day to you. We're in some sort of an icy tundra. Where are you? Are you okay? Are you seeing this shit?
As you begin to speak these words as part of the incantation and concentrating on Orm and letting the message reach out into the cosmos towards him like it always has previously, you feel it begin to fall apart as the words leave your mouth and that heavy static begins to get louder and louder. For a moment, you feel like it's going to pierce into your mind, and you just kind of shrug it off, and the spell is lost.
No damage.
No.
I can't tell if that's because of what just happened or because of where we are.
We lost all of our magic.
Cast a spell. Just cast any spell.
It's fine.
Fire.
I'm fine.
Oh, it's
I'm
us.
perfectly fine. Everything works.
It also is welcomingly warm in this freezing temperature.
I'm gonna try to force shove Chet back 5 feet.
Fuck!
into the snow.
Ah! Help! It's real deep! I got it! I got it!
I force pull him back 5 feet.
Yep.
Score, full score.
Yep.
Oh, fuck! We gotta stick together!
Let's not turn on a dime.
Maybe you get the emotion wheel damage.
So maybe we just can't. What if? I don't want to say it. What if?
They're dead.
Well, just I know I'm not gonna say it. I just.
We can't go there. We can't go there. We got sent miles and miles and miles away. Maybe the same thing happened to them. And we could see the right?
No, you have no vision.
Not us. You can't see shit.
It's not nighttime anymore. It's morning.
It's like it's beginning to push in the morning. It's like the low blues on the horizon are turning into a brighter, light orange coloration.
Do I recognize these hills or mountains or the location of the ocean from where we are?
Make a perception or survival check.
Yeah, do we know where we are? Do you know where we are?
With guidance.
Oh, right.
I thought you were reminding me.
Guidance. Net dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Glancing around, you do recognize this landscape. You've been around Exandria in your years. But this place in particular, looking at the landscape, the texture of the snow and the odd, almost like quartz-like sand beads that make up this desert beneath it. I mean, you looked around and kind of thought you recognized it in a weird way, maybe from trees. But you do recognize this landscape to be the Crystal Sun's tundra and the graying wildlands of Wild Oaks.
I think I know where we are.
I spent a lot of time in Uthador, Alma. We're kind of just west of that whole mountain and an underground city. That's where elves and dwarves live together in harmony.
Oh, wow, man.
Yeah.
Um,
Have you heard of Uthador?
I think you mentioned it to us before.
Right.
And you grew up?
Oh, no, I just ended up here in my, I don't know, 200s, 300s. It's hard to keep track.
But like lived here for a time?
Oh, a number of decades. Yeah.
Is it always cold like this?
Yeah, it's pretty titty.
And is there a civilization, or is it just like this everywhere? Like, did you roam around, or were there houses and stuff?
Oh, no, Uthador's actually built down into a mountain. It actually spirals downward. So it's all underground, which will probably be nice. If we start walking, that's going to be a walk. We could try and get there. At least the sun's coming up.
Okay. And it's friendly? Like, you know people there?
It's friendly. I didn't leave on the best terms.
What's that mean? You were chased out?
Oh, wait, who has the hole?
Who does have?
Ashton has the whole.
Ashley? What stuff? What do we need in there?
I wanted to go in there.
Oh.
I didn't. Let's just try and get there first. I'll tell you on the way. It's Can I point eastward?
You can. It's like east southeast. You can see the flat-cut Alps from where you're currently standing, and you can see kind of the gentle rising gray plume of the fiery mountain of Kravarad on the northern side of the Alps. That's kind of your initial key to its direction, and you know to head towards and south from where that is, and eventually, with some traversing of the mountain range that surrounds it, and with a little luck, you'll eventually come upon Uthador.
It's gonna be slow.
Like days?
Yeah, I think we'll know a little bit closer once we. Or we'll know a little bit better once we start moving.
And Imogen, are you cold? Are you okay?
As the shock is now wearing off of you, what just transpired, you realize that your hands are shaking. And for the most part, you're pretty fur covered in places. But yeah, it's borderline freezing.
I put my hands in the pot holder. Yeah. Oh wait, did he take that from me? God damn it, that bastard! He took it and he didn't even let me teleport out of the fucking Bay up for it. I don't have a pot holder. I'm gonna wrap my hands in my Whitestone as for lovers' tea.
Perfect.
Just for clarity, like depending on where Kravarad, the tip of it is, would I know that going towards the northern shore, towards the Palebank village, would be closer just for like refuge for a hot second, or if we made our way?
You're probably a little bit closer to the mountain range. Palebank is much further north than where you are.
Right.
It's only like one of the highest near students. Can you just barely see kind of the glassiness of the ocean beyond you? You're technically, I'd say it's almost equidistant.
Okay.
I'm just gonna. I'm sorry. I'm gonna try to contact Lawton again. Just what the fuck happened? I'm reaching out.
Oh wait, I don't think that matters.
11?
What are you gonna say?
It's the same thing. Where are you alright? Are you alive? We're in Uthador, I guess?
The smell slot leaves you, the energy expended and scattered.
Not knowing.
We have to just believe that they're okay. Maybe they were somewhere close to us. Maybe we all got sent somewhere close. Then we'll find them on the way.
How did we get sent here? What if we're the last ones? What if we're the last ones? It's just us.
Oh, man. It's a big responsibility. What? To find a way to bring everybody back. Where'd you go?
has to be. It has to be.
Count.
I would just guess I'd just sort of watch and film. That's my role in the new world, is just to watch and oversee and film. The guiding hand of you two. This is good.
That's not going to be what it is. We all got separated. Something happened, and we all just got separated.
Yeah. You know what? I'm just gonna try not to. This is a different thing that I'm gonna try.
Okay.
What if there's interference because of where they are? I'm going to try to cast sending to Dorian.
Okay.
Just see if anyone on Earth exists, or Exandria exists.
Sure. Okay.
Still roll a D1.
Yeah, go for it.
3.
3.
You rolled a 3?
I did.
What do you say?
I say, this is level 4, by the way, because I'm out of level 3. Dorian, a cataclysmic event has happened, and we are...
Spell unravels, and the...
What do you have to roll in order to get it to happen?
69.
There's something good that happens to see how bad the reaction is.
Alright, I'm going to try again.
Good to know. Otherwise, we would have just kept trying.
I know. I was gonna let you. I was like, you get the gist after a few attempts that, like,
Something's stopping it.
yes, there's for some reason this spell that you've relied on a number of times in the past feels like it slips through your fingers every time you try and cast it.
I wonder if it's just like that particular communication spell, or if it's anything that's like a higher
Level?
yeah, whatever level means. I don't know, but that, like uses more of our power.
Yeah. Of our
We're
slots.
walking during this. We're walking.
And you're guiding everyone?
I'm guiding everyone, but you keep an eye on the horizon. If things show up, we're gonna have to.
Oh, we're going creepy crawly down here?
Sure.
Oh, should we be moving stealthily?
No, more probably quickly. It's not like there's a lot to hide in. It's just flat and white.
Okay.
I think I have some torches in my pack.
Okay.
Might just light one for warmth.
Okay. So you go ahead and light up a torch. The flame erupts from it.
And I have a bedroll that I'll also wrap. I don't know if I'm carrying that or if that's in the hole, but whatever.
You say maybe have like a little tap.
I'm just gonna hold my hands next
You
to
guys
her
might-
hand.
we swarm when we got the hand forces there. It kicked me out.
It very much did. And you still had like the scar where you were impaled, but thanks to like you were basically essentially pulled off of it when Keyless landed and healed you. And so when you kind of came to, you just caught the tail end of it kind of closing up right before this all happened. But first, we're going to do a survival check with advantage because this is territory that you're familiar with.
Okay. Survival with it.
Survival or nature, your choice.
Oh, natural 20. 22.
Right. So you guide your group of 4 individuals for the next few hours through the safer regions of this immediate kind of open space. You do know that there are, massive insectoid creatures that hunt in some of these grounds. There are Yeti, some intelligent that use these hunting grounds and accidentally can have crossover, or some that tend to be a little less kind and inviting to outsiders. You know of other creatures that just call these lands home. So you can keep everyone down low, carefully and quietly heading in the direction, or maybe not a direct beat line, definitely kind of zig and zag between the dunes to not draw too much attention, especially with a torch like